Okay, what now about the music thing?
Like 5 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
In the passenger seat, in the back seat passenger side, in the front passenger side, and the sunroof, there was a guy hanging out the window of each part, and each one of them is holding 2 stacks of money in each hand, and they're just banging the stacks of money against each other. They're just riding down the street at 5 miles an hour, banging stacks of money.
Yeah. The video concepts are not like they're not great.
and okay, they made a video about that, fine. But I was tripping about the guys sitting here in these couches, and they were enthralled by this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we had a version of that. Like, everybody wants to get money. Everybody wants to have chains. And these chains that they be putting on their necks or flossing are so gaudy and just like, who really wants that? But now everybody thinks they do. So yeah, riding down in a really nice car with stacks of money, that's all the videos. Every single video is like that. With the hot girl. That's it.
Hey. But even in our most gaudy videos, we had P. Diddy and Mace with the shiny suits though. Like, wasn't it a little bit more entertaining than what I just said of these guys?
Yeah, you'll see, babe. These musicians don't have to be very creative anymore. They could say the same thing the entire song, and these kids are just going nuts about it. And you're like, but he ain't said nothing.
He ain't said jack.
Is what you saw. The laptop with the cordless mouse is what you saw today, and then also the music videos, and the guy just freely having a laptop and it not being against the rules.
Not even a little bit.
Anything else you've seen today?
Let me tell you something. I ate on a plate today with silverware and a teacup. I used a teacup as my juice cup today because it was porcelain, and I was like, I'm using this. I'm not using that plastic cup right there. I used the teacup.
That's so cool. I'm like, I was telling everybody, like, yeah, he ate real chicken on a real plate with a real fork. And Devontae was like, tell him make sure he don't cut himself.
Fuck that dude. Fuck that dude.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, that's a good first day of experiences. Despite all the bullshit that happened before you even got there.
You know what's crazy is I haven't even thought about that. I haven't thought about that at all.
Good.
I thought about that all day.
Good.
What I am going to have to figure out is my diet, though. I'm going to have to figure out my diet. I'm used to, Miami certain stuff, and I can't have that stuff here. Like I did when I was locked up. Like, I can't have fruit nut bars and oatmeal and jar of peanut butter in my room and all that. So, number one, I'm going to have to take my ass downstairs to this damn chow hall. I keep calling it the chow hall, the dining room.
Yeah, but I don't feel like it's a problem now that the food is decent, is it?
Say that again, babe.
Like, what would be the problem with you going to eat down there if the food is good?
No, it's not a problem. I'm just saying, I'm just not used to wanting to go to the chow hall. And so, I'm saying now, I'm going to switch it up and make sure I do take my ass down there. You know what I'm saying? And don't be so apt to spend money. They're feeding you free down there. So, that's what's going to be my motive.
I mean, but babe, you said you'll get to go to the store. So, even though you don't have fruit nuts now, you could get fruit nut bars if that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
You don't have to order store number. You could actually go to the store.
Yeah, I know.
Is that overwhelming to you, that thought?
Yeah, probably. I think a little bit.
Yeah, I get that. Like, would you be scared to go by yourself the first time, or do you think you could do it?
No, that's not the problem. The problem is I'm used to ordering me food for a week in advance, right? Not just on the fly. And a lot of times I know that if you do it like that, you spend too much. I don't want to be overspending because I'm in the store and I'm hungry and I'm buying stuff I don't need. That's bad money management, number one. And number two...
Bad money management? Okay.
It is, though.
You're right.
Because I'm trying to save. That's why I'm saying that.
I mean, I get it, baby. You got to give yourself some grace to learn how this works and to figure out, like, what is expensive, what are good choices. And then, plus, I can help you with that, too. But it's also...
I knew you was going to say that.
Well, you know I know how to eat on a budget. But you also have to remember you don't have to. It's okay if you end up having to go back to the store. You don't have to get everything at one time.
Yeah. I gotta find out how that works too. Because somebody told me a point-to-point pass is when you want to go to the store, you want to go here or there. You have to put that in. I think they said 48 hours in advance, so it's not like I can put one in today and go today.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready for that. Figure out how that works. And then somebody said we just want to end up going down to get our bus passes. And so they tell me this, like, yeah, you guys want to go down and get your bus pass? I said, when is that? It might be tomorrow. And then another guy said, nah, it ain't going until Monday. See what I mean about misinformation? So he was like, you going to get your bus pass? I said, so we're going to get the bus pass. How do we get down there? Are they taking us down there? And he was like, no, you're taking the bus. I said, how? I don't got no money. He said, they're going to give you a one-day pass, one-day bus pass. Take it down there and get it. I was like, wow. Okay.
Well, I'm glad that they can teach you how to ride the bus, because that is not something I know how to do. I've never had to ride a bus, thankfully, but also kind of like, now I can't even help you with that because I don't even know what you do to go to catch a bus besides stand at the spot. But what spot's the right spot?
Hopefully there's some type of directory or booklet.
Okay, so if you could describe the way you feel today in 3 words, what would they be?
Oh, man.
You want me to tell you mine first and you think about yours?
Yeah.
The first one is definitely relief. When I heard you called me this afternoon, like my heart just like instantly slowed down. My butterflies went away. I just like could breathe. The second one is exhaustion, because now that I know you're okay, I'm tired. And it's catching up that I haven't went to sleep. But the third one is pure, unadulterated, uninterrupted joy that I've never felt before. And it's not all for me. Like, a lot of it's for me, but most of it's for you, because I just can't wait for you to like really start to feel how free you are and seeing this process end for good, you know?
Yeah.
Those are my 3.
Well, if I had to say, I would say excited, frustrated, and I think the last one I want to say resigned. What is it when you kind of like, you've accepted, like, okay, I'm here and I'm fine?
Yeah.
Is that resigned?
Yeah, that could be resigned.
Yeah, so I was excited when I woke up this morning, and then that was a big chunk of the day where I was very frustrated. And I was frustrated knowing that I shouldn't be frustrated, but I was just kind of like, I'm just so tired of being able to say, yeah, of course it's happening to me. Of course this is going on today.
Babe,
you know?
That right there is exactly how I felt when you told me about those clothes. It's just like, seriously? Like, why bother even going shopping ahead of time and trying to be prepared, and then now nothing fits? Ugh. And I know it's such a small thing and it can be fixed, but it's just irritating.
But also remember, it's just one shirt that doesn't fit. And I'm glad that I have another shirt that says 4X in there that does fit. I really am. It's kind of like, okay, I'm really not tripping just because I'm like, okay, it could be just this one shirt. And so we'll find that out. But
I really wasn't sure if you liked that Ollie shirt just because it was big. The other one is, I think it's Bob Marley that I got you, and that has the red, yellow, and green and black kind of smeared around. It's kind of, to me, a little bit bright, but that's all they had at the store. Every big size shirt they had, I got them. Those are the only 2 4X shirts that they had there. What I need to do tomorrow is maybe, if I remember, when I talk to you, remind me. I'm going to drive by and see if Tacoma Discount is still open.
I did see it today. That was cool.
Yeah, I don't know if they're open or what's the deal, so remind me of that, because maybe I'll swing by there tomorrow or Friday. Tomorrow's going to be kind of a busy day, but Friday I could do it.
Yeah.
I canceled my show for the week because I just had a lot of client stuff I had to get done, and it only could be done tomorrow. And then I wasn't sure if you were going to need me to do stuff too, so I just I just rescheduled all my guests till next week, which is fine.
Yeah. Huh? All right. Listen, I really appreciate you willing to put the whole show and stuff on the back burner.
Oh, you're welcome. That's sweet.
It's important. I know that your show is very, very important, but I appreciate you being willing to do that.
Nothing's more important than you, babe.
Okay. All right.
Are you blushing right now? You're crazy. I cannot believe you still be blushing.
Well, you're the only person that can make me blush, so.
You're crazy.
They call count, so I gotta go, but, do you realize we've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes straight?
Oh, we have. That's a new one for us. No 20-minute breaks. No woman saying 60 seconds left with her attitude. Babe.
And I have not waited. Oh.
You haven't, and they haven't. None of them have clicked us off in the middle of conversation. No, none of them have said, "Low, you have a low balance." Wow. We look at us being free, acting like regular people. They ain't gonna know what to do with me when I start to get used to this. I'm like, oh, you can't call your man? That's so August. I mean, okay. That's so June.
You're crazy.
That is so June 2020. We're way past that. Watch the next time we get on the phone, it clicks off because I've been talking shit.
Exactly. Watch me start feeling myself a little bit too much when I see people that all count and I'm still yapping to you.
Okay. Yeah. Love you. You want me to call you back tonight, or are you gonna go to bed?
No. Call me about 10:30.
Okay.
You gonna be up?
Yeah, I'll be up.
All right.
Love you.
Love you back, baby.
Okay. Bye. So y'all, listen. It is now 9 o'clock at night. So I know that when you saw me earlier, I look like this, but I ain't been like this all day. It's 9 o'clock. I had just gotten ready for bed, put my hair back in my scarf, take off my face, and then my babe called. And he doesn't know that I'm recording him. Because if he knows that, he starts talking funny. Because he's trying to be like all extra on camera. I had told him that I would be like spontaneously recording. Because I just want to capture it and like let you guys go through this with us a little bit. But real quick, babe has had the longest day. And I was just glad. I was trying to capture the part of him saying what he was happy about. Because this morning the day started off kind of rough for him. When I talked to y'all, he was supposed to be on the bus already. Like, they were supposed to get him at 8. They've been coming at 8 for everybody else. And so I'm just thinking all day that he's there and, he's getting himself together. Well, come to find out, he didn't leave the last prison until 12 o'clock. They just had him sitting down in this room dressed, but he couldn't go anywhere. They wouldn't tell him what's going on or nothing. So he said that like around 11 o'clock, he was like, my heart just fell because I'm like, I'm not leaving today. That's what he felt like I'm just not going to be able to go. And finally they came. Mind you, he's going to work release. So nobody ever gets handcuffed when they're going to work release. Well, this bastard that came and picked him up late had an attitude, was mad. There was 2 guys, babe and another guy, that went. And the dude not only handcuffed him, but he shackled him too. And it's so demoralizing when you're basically free, and nobody ever gets shackled going to work release, but now you do it because you got 2 black dudes in the car. You already know, you heard that eye roll, and the teeth suck. So anyway, he gets there, he hasn't eaten, it's hot, they put him in a room, and he's like, okay, it was a cool room, I had this little corner, it was only like 2 other guys in the room because they're supposed to be social distancing. Well, then as soon as he gets everything unpacked, they were like, dude, we gotta move you. So they move him to this other room that's super small that has 6 dudes in there. How is that social distancing? And then, you can't, I'm ready to call somebody or write a sternly worded email, but you can't do that because they're looking for a reason to kick you out and send you back. And if I don't want to make babe a target because I'm pissed, So anyway, I talked to him a couple times. One of the cool things, y'all, is that I was able to call my man. I know to y'all probably that seems silly and be like, okay, for 20 years, 22 years, I have the phone has been at his disposal. Like, I don't get to make the decision. We would decide like what time, a good time for him to call. But like, if something happened in between that and I wanted to tell him, I'd have to try to send him an email and hope that he would get it, which normally he wouldn't get it till days later. But I've never been able to just pick up a phone and call him. Never. This was like 16 was the last time that happened. So when he was like, I'm gonna need you to, he was like, call me at 8. And I said, oh my God, okay, I'm gonna have to set a thing in my phone. Like, I had to put a reminder in my phone because he always calls me. But it was so dope because I called, and whoever answers the phone, because it's just a bunch of phones and guys will answer it if it rings and, you know, get whoever it is. So I was telling him his name. And then Babe came to the phone and he was like, what's up, babe? And it was just so good to hear him and not have to have a recording. You have a collect call from institution from Babe's name at this institution. To accept this call, press 5. To deny the call, press 7. And then there's a long pause. I press 5. Sometimes it would go through. Other times it would start all over again. So it could be literally like a minute before he even says hello. And this time when he called me today, because he can call me, I can call him, and it don't cost no. He has to pay, like, it's like a pay phone, so he has to pay money in the phone that way. But how does it work? He can put like a quarter in and it give him so many minutes, and then he can call me, we talk for a minute, and then I can call him back. But when he said when he called me today that he was like, you didn't notice that I delayed when you were like, hey, because I was like, hey, babe. And he didn't say anything because a lot of times on the recorder, they hear you say hello, but they can't hear anything else when the recording starts. So he's like, I hesitated because I was waiting for the recorder. And I was like, oh, I was wondering what was going on. Anyway, that's a long ramble. It probably means nothing to y'all, but this is where we're at. We are at work release, and I'm so thrilled. Like, the sense of relief, y'all just don't even know. Like, DOC never goes right. They never do what they say they're going to do. It never works out. Oh, so the other stressor is that he's a big dude. And he's not fat. He's just, like, he's a wall. He is a steel trap door. Solid, wide shoulders, big dude. And when he's in prison, he always would say, like, no, I wear a 6X. But, you know, they make those clothes. And they don't be making them to size. Like, so even his friends that have gotten out were like, no, he'll be good in the 4 or 3X because everything's really big. Everything's bigger out here. So I was busting my tail trying to find 3 and 4X shirts because I started out with 3X and I'm like, maybe let me just get 4X. This shirt, one of the shirts I bought him was a 4X button-up shirt. It was the shirt I wanted him to have for like interviews and stuff. He said right when it got to the chest, it wouldn't buckle. So now I'm stressed because everything in the closet that I bought him are 3 and 4Xs. And I bought them a few months ago. Hopefully, they all have the tags on them. And I'm sure I kept the receipts for everything. But I'm hoping that I can get my money back or exchange it or whatnot. But then the other thing is, like, now I'm stressed. Like, where am I going to find these 4 and 5X clothes? The places that have them ain't been restocking. Like, I went to Burlington the other day and it looked like it was going out of business for real, for real. There was nothing anywhere. So that's my stress, but he was reminding me, like, it's not that big of a deal. We'll figure it out. And I did get frustrated, but it's like, why? Y'all are where you want to be. Like, that's such a small thing. It's a small thing. I just want him to have what he needs, you know? So that was my own issue. But you guys, if you can't tell, I am exhausted. I have not slept well at all for almost 2 days straight. I think I got 2 or 3 hours last night. The other night before that, I got none. So I'm just exhausted. And now that he's okay, and I know he's okay, and I can breathe, I want to go to sleep. And I will keep you guys updated. But thanks for watching. Come back soon. Yeah. Love you guys. Bye.